Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to can some radishes. This is my first year ever growing radishes and I am so excited because they are so good. I never had a radish before this season and every year I try to pick a new vegetable to grow in my garden, and this year I wanted to try out radishes. I heard really good things, that they're easy to grow, and I planted these in the springtime and I was not disappointed. Let's can some radishes. Look how beautiful these are. I'm gonna go ahead and just take these all out and rinse them. Give them a good rinse before we take them inside. I should have done that before I even put them in the bowl. So you do want to just twist the tops off, but I'm gonna spread them out first. Give them a good rinse to get all the dirt off. When you grow stuff like this, it's just such a rewarding feeling, especially when you do it from seed. It's just, you see it go from how it's a little seed all the way to something you can eat. It's such a rewarding process, and something like this I'm going to be canning, so it's going to be feeding my family for a little while, which is just really rewarding. Being out here, it's around like 6:30 and the sun's on me, but there's a small breeze. It's just really nice and peaceful. I try to grow something new every year just to see how it grows, pros and cons, if we like it. And this is one of those things that was really easy to grow. All of our radishes are washed off. I'm just going to pick the green things off of them. It's just one less thing I have to bring in the house and do. Less mess. These are really good for a snack. You can even cook them up like a potato, and you can even do like I'm going to and can them. Today we're going to be pickling some radishes. I would like to put a disclaimer that I never made this recipe before. I got it out of the Ball canning book. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. It looks really good and had some good reviews. So let's can some pickled radishes together. Let's go ahead and get our water bath canner ready. We're going to fill it up with water and put our jars in here. I'm using pint-sized jars. And just a splash of vinegar, get this boiling so it could sterilize our jars. I am using pint-sized jars for this. Whatever vinegar you're using, you want to make sure it's 5% acidity. Now we're just going to go ahead and turn the heat on high to let these come to a boil and get them sterilized. You want to make sure that you wash your radishes really well. I already did that process, and now I'm just going to go ahead and cut the tops and the bottoms off and then separate them and put them in a different bowl. You also want to cut off any bad spots there may be. I wasn't able to get to these right away, so if you can't get to them right away, just make sure you put them in the fridge in a bowl in cold water. Now that we're done cutting them up, I'm going to give them one last wash, and then we're going to get slicing. Now it's time to make our brine. I'm going to do 2 cups of white vinegar. Again, make sure it's 5% acidity. I will put the recipe down in the description for you guys as well. 1 cup of sugar, a half a cup of water. Now I'm just going to go ahead and give this a good little mix and let it come up to a slight boil. While we let that boil, I'm going to go ahead and take out our jars from our canner because they were sterilizing, and we're going to put them on a towel to get them stuffed. Now it's time to get our jars stuffed, and we're gonna start with the salt. You don't need a huge thing of salt like this. You could have like a little one if you don't can as much, but I just got the biggest one they had possible. You need a canning and pickling salt. I'm using the Redmond's real salt. This is mined in the US in Utah, so it is local, and they don't bleach it or anything like that. So this is the best option out there. So I'm using the Redmond all year, so I decided just to get the big bag. Again, they have like a smaller one if you wanted a smaller one. So the first thing that you need is a half a teaspoon of pickling salt in each jar. 1 teaspoon of mustard seed, 1 bay leaf. Now it's time to stuff our jars with our radishes. And then grab our brine and go ahead and fill up our jars. Now you want to take a plastic debubble stick, or you can use like a chopstick and just debubble. This is going to get any bubbles out, and it's also going to move things around. So if you need to add extra water or take it out, this will kind of show you to make sure you have that proper head space. Now you're going to grab some vinegar and a towel or a paper towel, pour the vinegar on the towel, and we're just going to wipe the rims. This is going to help prevent any jars from not sealing, because we don't want anything on those rings or lids, because it can make a false seal or it could just not seal at all, and we want all of our jars to seal. Now it's time to get our jars in the canner. Look how beautiful this jar looks. We're gonna go ahead and turn our heat on high heat, let it come up to a rolling boil. The pot is up to a full boil, so now I'm going to go ahead and set a timer for 10 minutes. I'm doing pint-sized jars, so it's 10 minutes, and quart size is 15 minutes, depending on where you live, so you do need to check to make sure where you live, how long you need to water bath can. It's been the 10 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and turn off our heat, take the lid off, and let it sit for another 5 minutes. Now it's time to take out our jars. Now that our jars are all out of the canner, we're going to let them sit on the counter untouched for 12 to 24 hours until your jars are sealed. And once they're sealed, you're going to take the rings off and wash them with soap and water and store them in a cool, dark place. You want to let them sit for at least 2 weeks before trying them. But they will be good on the shelf for at least 18 months. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see canned next. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my newsletter that I'll have linked below. And it has all of information, canning tips, gardening hacks, travel updates, just my life updates. Plus, I send out like giveaways and links that you guys ask for throughout the week. So don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. Thanks for watching.